Hi everyone, so it's the start of a new week, which means it's the start of a new video. My name's Gemma and me and my fiancé James run a clothing resale business. So we are just about to send off a piece in send off a piece in the post just now.
Yes.
Coming to update us on that?
We just got some new stock.
Some new luxury
pieces.
Very exciting. So did we win that one?
Yeah, we won it, and I also got another bundle as well.
Oh, right, okay. You want to show that in a wee second.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of getting some new stock, so more luxury vintage pieces. And as I say, we're just about to package up a vintage piece just now and take it down to get it posted off. So we'll just take you along on what we got up to this week and hopefully show you a little bit more about our new stock and our new pieces that we'll be getting in our online store, which we're very excited about.
Definitely.
So it's a few days later since we last caught up, so I just kind of wanted to fill you in on what we've been up to this week. So this week we've been really focusing on sourcing new stock pieces that we're going to upload onto our Vinted, Depop and our actual website as well. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on the last week or two. Obviously I know previously we've kind of shared our experience of selling things on Tilt as well, which is, if you haven't heard of Tilt before, it's a live stream shopping platform. So we've kind of left that just now because we are wanting to share our new pieces on there. So we're kind of waiting on getting our new stock, and then we'll probably go back to doing a bit more Tilt sessions. So this week we've just been kind of focusing on, as I said, sourcing pieces and doing a little bit of relisting as well. So what we do is that once we list a piece on the likes of Vinted and Depop, we put it up, we leave it for a few weeks. If it's something that doesn't sell, then obviously we kind of look at the listing and see if there's any way that we can improve the photographs, improve the description, things like that. And then what we do is we actually take it down and, as I said, relist item, and then obviously add in the new photographs or the new description or whatever it is that we've changed, just to see if that kind of boosts the listing, if it makes it more visible to people, or obviously fixes anything that we've maybe not done maybe the best that we could have. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on this week. So what I thought I could do is actually share with you the pieces that we've actually bought. So we put aside a little bit of time and money this week and last week to purchase new items. So as I mentioned before, we've been kind of trying to make the shift from vintage clothing and things to luxury vintage. So everything that we've bought to now have in our store is all luxury brands. So things like Louis Vuitton, things like Coach, Gucci, things like that. We've even got a Burberry trench, and again they're all vintage, or there's some pre-owned things that are a little bit newer, but the majority of the things that we've purchased are vintage. So I'm really excited about getting those. So so I thought I could kind of show you, just like with pictures and things, what we've ordered. And then James and I were thinking about doing like some sort of unboxing video. So before I go ahead and share with you what we've purchased, I'm actually going to be taking James out to his gig. So he's got a couple of gigs today. So he works as a musician as well as obviously running this the reselling business with me. So I'm just about to take him out to his gig, and then when I get back I'll show you all the things that we're really excited to add to our store. So I'm just back from dropping James off at his gig for the afternoon. So I am going to do a little bit of work, well not a little bit of work, I was going to show you what we have ordered for our new stock for our store. So I'm really excited about that. But I just kind of wanted to quickly show you as well something else that we've been thinking about adding to our store. So I think in the long run, the plan is to not only sell vintage and luxury items, but to even have things that we've created ourselves or customised ourselves. So I've actually got a few little things over here that I was thinking that we're going to be adding, trying out a few different things to add to our store. So I'm just going to show you that just now. So I've actually been making some things out of like fabric and stuff. So this here, we've got, this is actually just something that, as I said, I was testing out making. So this is actually made out of repurposed jeans. So kind of thought that if we had some vintage denim, you know, jeans, shorts, things that basically were maybe damaged, couldn't be sold on, thought we could maybe make things out of like the sort of vintage fabric. So this is a little sort of tester scrunchie that I've made, and as you can see I've added little gems to it just to see what it would look like. A few other things that I've been making as well, and again this is from like fabric as well, is like little fabric bracelets and been pleating them. I was thinking about maybe doing some macrame with them as well, and then adding little gems on, and then making little bracelets out of the little beads to kind of pair up and kind of sell them as a little set. So again, using sort of old fabric, repurposing fabric, maybe vintage clothing that's maybe damaged, or maybe like on the other, if there's maybe something wrong with it and we can't sell it on, thought that would be a really nice idea to kind of add to our store. So it's kind of handmade products, but with a little vintage twist. And then as you can see here, I've actually got some Halloween themed fabric bracelets as well. So these aren't from repurposed fabric. This was just kind of, again, testing out a few different things that we wanted to kind of add. And as you can see here, it's got a little like a ghost, little Halloween charm, which, and then obviously pairing it up with a little beaded kind of Halloween themed bracelet as well. So yeah, so that was some of the ideas that I thought would be really good that we're kind of testing out just now to add to our store. So a few other things that we thought about making out of sort of, again, reused vintage fabrics or vintage clothing that we couldn't sell would be things like little iPad or Kindle sleeves, and even things like bookmarks, fabric coasters, you know, little things like that that can be made out of either scraps of fabric or even big pieces of fabric, vintage fabric. Another thing that we thought about doing as well, I don't know where we'd be able to source this stuff though, or making things out of designer fabrics, but again, scrap or things that were damaged that had been maybe pulled apart, and making little, again, things like AirPod cases, you know, Kindle sleeves, that kind of thing out of those. But that's something that I think we'll need to kind of look a bit more into. But yeah, so I think we're going to continue testing those things out, and maybe add those to our vintage Depop and our website and everything as well, just to see how those go. So I've got my laptop here, so I'm going to kind of talk through all the different pieces that we've just bought for our store. So the first thing that I was going to, so what I'll do is I'll talk through it, and obviously I'll pop up a little photograph of the item, sort of just showing the item, like the listing item, the picture, just to kind of show you obviously what it looks like. And the plan is that when we get everything, James and I are going to actually do a little unboxing video, so we can actually show you exactly what the things look like in real life. So the first thing that we have here is a set of different wallets and purses. So we've actually got a few different brands included in here. So we've got two Louis Vuitton, I think there's a Louis Vuitton wallet and a Louis Vuitton phone case. And then the other brand, I'll need to actually look at what it is. It looked similar to Gucci, but it's not Gucci, it's a different kind of print. I think there's a Vivienne Westwood one. Yeah, there's a Vivienne Westwood one, and then two that are from this other brand that look very similar to Gucci, but are not. And then a third one. So there's six wallets altogether, so that's the first sort of set. So a lot of the things we've got are either wallets or like sort of packs of things, like sets, or they're individual items. So the next thing that I want to show you is the Burberry trench coat. So we actually got a black Burberry trench coat. Now this one that we've got, it's the black label Burberry, which supposedly is only available, you can only buy it in Japan, and they don't make it anymore, so that makes it a little bit rare. So black, it's got the Burberry print on the inside, and it's the Burberry black label. So got that piece next, very good, you know, great condition as well for a pre-owned item, so super excited about that. Next thing we have is so a couple of things that don't have pictures on, I'm afraid, yeah, like this one. So this one that I was going to click on, it's a Dior vintage brown leather wallet, and then so I can't really show you that unfortunately. The next piece we've got is actually the first piece that we bought, which was a vintage Louis Vuitton Keppel bag, and it's black, so it's not got the print, the canvas print or anything on it. It's black leather, I'm sure. and again pre-owned, vintage, but in really good condition. Black leather, so it's very classic, you know, goes with everything. Has the gold kind of sort of Louis Vuitton zips hardware on the top, but yeah, it looks beautiful, very, as I said, classy, classic, really nice piece. So we've got that next. Then we have a 2-piece Gucci set. So again, another vintage, sort of a couple of vintage items. So we've got a Gucci, I think it's a crossbody bag, and then a little Gucci kind of wallet. And I think we could probably sell them together or separately. I think they are meant to go together because they've got the same kind of print, the same like sort of colouring of details and things on them as well. So we also got, so we've got that as well. Then we have another Dior wallet, which I'm not getting the picture for. This one I'm pretty sure has, it's a brown wallet, but it's got pink, I want to say pink like detailing on it on the outside, so really nice. So we also have that. Next thing we have is another vintage piece, and a vintage Gucci crossbody bag. This one's lovely. So yeah, as you can see, it's got the Gucci sort of canvas print and then the sort of leather trim around the edge of the bag, leather strap. Again, very good condition for a vintage piece, and it's got the sort of older Gucci logo on the front. Again, very classy, very classic, would never really go out of fashion. So got that as well, another vintage piece. So next up, we've actually managed to get some vintage Chanel, which I'm really excited about as well. So the first sort of Chanel piece we got was just a black wallet, but it's got the large kind of Chanel logo like stitched on the front. I think it's a bifold wallet, so it just kind of folds in half, but obviously it's got like the little coin purse section and like sort of sections to put your cards and things like that. Again, really good condition, very timeless piece with it being black. Then we've also got another Chanel wallet. Yeah, so this one's a little bit different. So instead of having the big Chanel logo on the front, it's actually got the little gold one on the front. Very classy, very understated, got all different sections in it and everything. That's another vintage piece as well. Then we've got it says here Coach and Gucci, like sort of wallet key holder set. So yeah, so as you can see here, we've got some Coach wallet, so I really like that cream one, the one with the cream sort of leather around the outside, and then a little Gucci, I think it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's a key case, the Gucci one. So the Gucci piece is a key case, and then the other 3 are wallets. So grab those. Then we also have another Louis Vuitton piece here. Oh, key holder in green. Oh yeah, this is a really nice piece. So I don't have a picture of it, unfortunately. It's really lovely. James found this. So it's a Louis Vuitton key case, but it's in green, but it's a really nice classy looking green. We thought that would be a little bit different, so we have that. Then we've also got it says here an 8-piece set of luxury wallets. This is a bit of a mixture. So again, we've got a little bundle of like Gucci. I think there's Nina Ricci in here as well. I think Dior, Dior, Gucci, so we've got a few different brands there. I think there's 8 wallets in that set, and this is actually, it says here, this is actually from an estate sale, so this is obviously just things that people were wanting to get rid of. So we have that set. Then we've got a set of casual bags. So I think everything I've showed so far, we've got a couple of individual bags and quite a lot of wallets and purses and things. So this is actually a set of bags. So as you can see here, there's a few sort of shopper style bags, looks like a couple of crossbody bags, you know, kind of tote bags, things like that. And again, we've got some Gucci in there. We've got Nina Ricci as well, and they're all in really good condition. And as I say, there's a good mixture of different styles of bags, and ones with prints, ones that are a bit more, you know, sort of classic colours like brown and black and things. So a good mixture. It says here we've got Calvin Klein and everything. So so we grabbed those. Then we've also got another Chanel wallet, a long zip wallet. So this one's really nice. As you can see, this one's like the Chanel big logo on it, quilted, so it's like the classic quilted Chanel look, and it's actually got a pink lining on the inside, so it's hot pink on the inside. So again, quite a nice, unique piece, really classy looking, but it's got obviously the hot pink accent, which is really nice, so we'll grab that too. So the next thing we grabbed was a vintage Gucci belt, and this is actually reversible, so you can obviously flip it around and use it there must obviously be a slightly different pattern on the back. So, oh yeah, it said it's black and brown. So one side is black, one side is brown. So you're technically getting 2 belts in one, and it's got the Gucci logo on the buckle. Again, vintage, so very excited to grab that. Then we have another Chanel, I think it's a key holder. Yeah, so key holder, really nice red classic Chanel key holder with a big logo on the front, and then the key holders inside are actual gold effect. I don't know, I'm assuming it's not real gold, but gold inside. Then we've got a Cartier wallet. Yeah, so this is a nice kind of dark burgundy red colour Cartier wallet with little gold accents on the corner and the logo in the middle. Nice, you know, one of those big long sort of wallets with you can put all your cards in. So we grab that. Then we've got a Balenciaga wallet. I think this is, I want to say it's grey. Yeah, it's grey. So again, another sort of bifold wallet, grey Balenciaga, quite classic looking, and then really good condition, this one. So as I said, most of these pieces are all vintage as well, so that's kind of what we've been looking for. Then we have a Bottega Veneta card holder. I'm sure this is brown if I remember right, so wait till it comes up. So yeah, so a nice kind of tan brown colour card holder, and it's got the classic kind of the woven kind of effect on the front. So the next piece we've got is a black Valentino wallet. So again, it's vintage, black, and it's got kind of a ridged effect on it, as you can see in the little gold details on the corners. So we have that as well. Very, again, great condition for a vintage piece, very classic looking as well. Then we've got a couple of bits of clothing. So these are apart from the jacket, the Burberry jacket that I showed you at the beginning, these are the only other 2 pieces of clothing we've got. So we have, again, both vintage. So we've got a vintage CP Company patterned shirt, you can see here. So I think it's floral, it's almost like a floral, yeah, like a floral kind of check print, as you can see. Again, vintage CP Company, short sleeved, really good condition, quite a unique piece. And then the last piece we've got is vintage Stone Island, actually. So this is a beige kind of cord over shirt, long sleeved shirt, and again, really good condition for a vintage piece, and it's vintage Stone Island. As you can see, you've got the logo on the arm and things. This one would be great actually for coming into autumn and winter, because everyone starts wearing, you know, flannel and cord shirts. So yeah, so that is everything. Yeah, so that's everything that we've ordered for our new stock. But then the plan is that we're going to do a bit of, as I said before, an unboxing video to kind of show you in person what all the pieces look like before we list them on our store. So that kind of finishes off this week's video. So this week has been very much about sourcing pieces for our store, you know, getting sort of luxury pieces, which is kind of what we've been trying to work towards, and also having a little think about other sort of handmade things just to make our brand a little bit more unique. So that's going to sum up this week's video. So if you have found this video useful or interesting, make sure and subscribe and drop us a like as well, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye!